Insufficient Bids, Part 2. As mentioned in last week's presentation, if there has been an insufficient bid, IB, and it is not accepted, in order for the auction to continue without any possible restrictions, penalties or adjustments, the insufficient bid must be substituted with a bid that is sufficient, next level up in the same denomination, or that has been ruled to be comparable, gives the same or more accurate information than the insufficient bid. In the event that the insufficient bid is not substituted with a sufficient bid or comparable call, then the partner of the player who made the insufficient bid must pass for the remainder of the auction. There is no exception to this rule. The player who made the insufficient bid may bid again if they get the opportunity. The other thing to be aware of is that if the insufficient bid is not legally substituted with a sufficient bid or comparable call, if that side becomes the defending side, there will be the option for the declarer to place lead restrictions on the partner of the player who made the insufficient bid. For example, the auction goes 1 diamond from north, 2 spades from east, 1 heart from south substituted for a pass, and then 2 more passes. In this auction, South has made an insufficient bid which has not been accepted. They establish that the 2 spades as intermediate values, and they have elected to substitute the insufficient bid with a pass. This is not comparable. West and North have passed, and South is now on lead. As it was South who made the insufficient bid, there is no lead restriction, as they do not have any unauthorised information. It is North who has the unauthorised information. They know that partner has hearts. The fact that the heart bid was not substituted with a sufficient bid or comparable call means the 1 heart bid is unauthorised information and North cannot take advantage of it. So that means the first time in the play of the hand that North comes on lead, East should call the director, who will advise East that they may choose to forbid the lead of any one suit not legally bid by the offender, South, in the auction. Let's look at that in a bit more depth. The auction went a diamond from north, 2 spades from east, 1 heart from south, insufficient, substituted with a pass, and then pass from west and north. Let's say that North wins trick number 4. East, as declarer, calls the director, who will advise East that they may forbid the lead of any one suit not legally bid in the auction by South. The 1 heart was withdrawn and replaced with a pass, so South has not mentioned any suit legally. That means the declarer can now forbid the lead of a spade, heart, diamond, or club by North. Note, you can only forbid the lead of a suit, you cannot demand a suit, different from a lead out of turn. Here's the whole hand. South chose to lead a trump, and declarer wins it and draws the last trumps. On trick 3, they win the ace of diamonds and then play the 7 of diamonds, which is won by North's king. East, as declarer, can see that a club lead from North could be bad for them, as there are 2 potential losers there. So they decide to forbid the lead of a club, as that suit was not legally bid by South in the auction. That means North leads something else, probably a heart, which is won in dummy, and having the highest diamond now in dummy, they can play that and discard the 6 of clubs, eliminating a likely loser. If North chooses to lead a diamond instead, same result. So hopefully that was a good example of using the lead restriction law to your advantage. There is no problem with doing this. Please do not feel guilty about doing so. Maybe next time your opponents will be more careful with bidding. Just to make you think a wee bit before we sign off today, sometimes it is not so obvious as to what suits you can forbid. How about this auction? 1 diamond by North, 2 diamonds by East, 3 diamonds by South, 3 clubs by West. Insufficient, not accepted, and substituted with 3 hearts, 3 no trumps by North, and then all pass. Here, East has made a Michael's Cubit overcall, which specifies 5 spades, 5 hearts, and less than an opening hand. East-West's agreement is that bidding 3 of the unbid minor shows 3-3 in the majors and partner should bid their best quality one. However, this 3 clubs was an insufficient bid, was not accepted, and was substituted with 3 hearts. This is not comparable because it is less specific than 3 clubs, which promised both majors, and there was no comparable call available. The director has spoken to West and established neither pass or double means 3-3 in the majors. North has bid 3 no trumps as they have rather a nice hand and plan to take advantage of the lead restriction. So North is the declarer and East is on lead. West made the insufficient bid, so North immediately calls the director back. West has legally bid 3 hearts, so that means if they wish, North can forbid the lead of spades, clubs or diamonds from East, as they were not legally bid in the auction by West. So here we can see that North, before they bid 3 no trumps, already knows that as long as there is no club lead, they can make 9 tricks off the top, no matter how poor their partner's 3 diamond raises, because they have 11 diamonds between them. So there are 7 winners there, plus 1 each in spades and hearts. If East was to lead a club, there is a good chance that there are 5 or more losers off the top. So on this occasion, North takes advantage of their knowledge of the laws and the infraction made by the opposition and forbids the lead of a club from East, as it was not mentioned legally in the auction by West. Had there been no infraction, North would be reticent to bid 3 no trumps. As they have shown a hold in the majors by bidding 3 no trumps, it would be very tempting for East to lead a club. So, in summary, the law changes in 2017 made the offence of making an insufficient bid a lot less. By introducing comparable calls, they made it more likely that an auction can continue as normal after an insufficient bid with no need to artificially adjust scores. This is definitely a good thing, although the guidance on how to rule on comparable calls was a bit slow coming and there is still a high level of misunderstanding about what comparable calls are. Having a good grasp of this as a player will benefit you in allowing you to make good decisions when an insufficient bid has occurred, be that yourself or your opposition, and also, should you decide to take up some directing, means you can more accurately when there is an insufficient bid. The other change was around lead restrictions. The law is actually quite straightforward, and knowing it as a player can certainly benefit you. However, the change wasn't really well advertised or explained, so there are still many players and even club directors oblivious that there were changes in what they are. If a director gets it wrong, don't criticise him at the table, but find a time to have a word with them and ask them if they are familiar with the lead restriction laws, and if not, educate them. Note that the Law 26B1, as originally published in the 2017 book, has been withdrawn. You can only forbid a suit, not demand one.